Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you for this time, and thank you for holding the hearing today. And Acting Secretary Sue, thank you for being here today as well. We have 10 million unfilled jobs in our economy today. Every business owner I talk to, it's the number one issue. I'm sure you're aware of that. And so I have supported, believe we should be doing everything we can to connect people not participating in the workforce with the jobs that are available today. One policy that I was particularly concerned by was the department's final rule in 2022 ending the industry-recognized apprenticeship program, which your department justified by saying it no longer believes the skills gap to be a major challenge facing the labor market. Why that comment? Why would the department be undermining the seriousness of the skills gap, and what employers have you spoken to that indicated the shortage of skilled workers is not a major challenge?
Thank you very much for that question, Congressman. We have been working very closely with all stakeholders, but employers as well, to, as you say, meet the need for skilled workers in the jobs are being created in every community, in manufacturing and clean energy, in infrastructure and more. We are also very committed to, outside of these big investments that this body, in working with the president, has made possible, really committed to helping to rebuild the workforce in place, in like teachers, right, and healthcare workers, and I already mentioned truckers, and also in other jobs that have historically not had apprenticeship programs like cybersecurity. So that's all work that we have been laser focused on over the last 2 years when I served as Deputy Secretary, and we will continue to do that work.
Could you specifically address your opposition to the industry-recognized apprenticeship programs?
I think one of the things that we need to do and have been doing is to make it easier for employers who want to have a registered apprenticeship program to do so. And we have done that. I've talked about trucking earlier, but it used to take months for an employer who wanted to do a trucking apprenticeship to do one. It's now a matter of days. We have expanded teacher apprenticeships, but used to be in only 2 states in 2021 to now 17 states across the country. These are registered apprenticeships, which means that they have the quality, the wage progression, right? All the benefits that make apprenticeship programs so good for both employers and for workers. And we need to make it easier for employers who want to do that to do it.
We should make it as easy as possible, and I think that was a model that could potentially have worked well with your support. I do want to get to another issue, though. The President Biden has said that he intends to be the most pro-union president in history, has pursued policies that benefit union workers, which is fine, except they're to the detriment of all other workers in some cases. For example, through regulations on federal procurement and provisions in federally assisted grant programs, the administration has promoted project labor agreements on construction projects. POAs limit the pool of qualified bidders to unionized contractors and union labor, which increases costs. Anytime you're decreasing supply, you're going to see higher costs. But it also limits job opportunities for non-union construction workers. You, Acting Secretary, have an obligation to support all American workers, regardless of their labor affiliation. Will you commit to opposing these exclusionary policies that harm the 88.3% of construction workers who choose not to join a union?
I certainly, Congressman, commit to supporting and serving workers regardless of their union affiliation.
Will you support to not implementing project labor agreements on any federal projects?
Well, I think that some of those project labor agreements are written into statute, into the bipartisan infrastructure law that, again, was passed by Congress. I see my job as having full fidelity to the law as this body passes them, the law as courts interpret them. I think there's also studies that demonstrate that project labor agreements actually decrease costs over time because assures a reliable workforce that is trained, and that the outcome, fewer disruptions, that the outcomes are more
I think the
reliable.
studies show just the opposite, but we unfortunately are out of time, but would love to have your support to ensure that all workers, whether they've chosen to be part of a union or not, can have access to these jobs that are available for federal projects. I think it's important. It's certainly important in the area that I represent, where I've seen workers excluded through these agreements.
Thank you, Mr. Smucker. Mr. DeSanya, you're recognized for 5